If you are like Claudia, chances are you may have heard the word bilingual or bilingual education. But have you heard of multilingualism? Claudia was recently stumped when she told someone that she was bilingual, and he responded that she was actually multilingual. She wondered if there was really a difference. Bilingual means the ability to use two languages fluently, while multilingual means using or having the ability to use several languages with the same amount of fluency. It seems silly to Claudia now that she was calling herself the wrong term. Claudia, who was born in Brazil, speaks English, Spanish, and Portuguese. In many countries around the world, multilingualism is the norm. When people migrate from one place to another, they take their languages with them. This is how multilingualism occurs. There are different forms of multilingualism. One form focuses on how languages function in society, such as playing a specific role. Some nations have more than one official language, while other languages are used in social contexts. Another form is individual multilingualism, or a person's ability to communicate in different languages in different settings. Nations value language learning and often require students to learn two or more languages. Language learning happens in two ways. People aren't born multilingual. Children begin acquiring one or more languages as they go about living their lives. As they grow, one language may become the dominant language. This type of language learning is not really optional, but a result of an individual's circumstances. Another way individuals acquire language is by deciding to learn it on their own. An example of this is when someone takes a foreign language in high school or college. A multilingual classroom in India looks like any other classroom. If you look and listen closely, however, you might notice two students speaking in their native tongues. Their teacher explains that one student is explaining the previous lesson, which was taught in the Hindi language. Nations with large migration patterns, such as Germany, use multilingual education models. Students learn the official language and two other languages, with the intent of becoming multilingual. In the classroom, multilingual education stresses teaching children while supporting their mother tongue, or native language. Students learn better and outcomes are better when taught in their native languages. This doesn't mean teaching in all of the native languages to all of the students, but supporting the primary language of the country with each student's native language. One strategy teachers use is translanguaging, which means encouraging bilingual students to combine multiple languages in a single written piece in order to maximize communication. For example, Claudia often uses this strategy as she encourages her ESL students to write a paper in English, but also use elements of their native language. Teachers might also set up the classroom in a multilingual friendly way. This could include a multilingual word wall or a classroom library that contains multilingual books. You might also label items in the classroom with what they're called in the many languages of your demographic. Multilingual individuals use several languages fluently. This is different from being bilingual, which means using two languages fluently. Multilingualism happens when people migrate from one place to another. Nations with big migration patterns use a multilingual education model. Multilingual education stresses using a student's mother tongue or native language to teach students because learning is more powerful and learning outcomes are stronger. Classrooms that use multicultural education use various strategies to help students learn in their native languages.